it is time to sit down with Shot Blockers Incorporated. I want to hit block. Don't ad block this. Don't ad block this stuff, guys. You got to support esports. And I was sitting down with Miller along with some of his teammates, about to enter into Skirmish 8. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having us, Clutch.
Pretty good.
Fine. Blue Boy's doing fine. Well, first off, gentlemen, thanks for letting me tag along here. I'm going to be on your side's team for this broadcast. But first up, a lot of heads turned when they heard about the $2.5 million esports league. Does that affect you guys in any way as gamers, as a team? Is it now on your watch list of something you want to try to accomplish?
I know for me personally, and how it kind of would affect the team, is that guys who are playing well together currently are going to want to stay together. When you've got any sort of huge prize pool like that, people want to play competitively, and they want to play with guys they know. So I think it's going to cause teams that are already together to tighten in, maybe try to bring in a little bit of new talent, but besides that, really just stay together.
In terms of finding new talent, how has your team developed since the game was initiated, since your clan was formed? How have you scouted for new team members?
Well,
go for it, Blue.
Yes, thank you. As one of the, out of us three here, I've been in Simp the longest. And Simp was started, I know this from Mac, the founder of Simp, as a tournament clan. They started as a tournament team and formed a clan out of it. And they've always been with the idea of Simp is going to be for tournaments, and it really was just for tournaments, and they kind of spread into Clan Wars as more people joined, and we had to kind of upkeep all the players that were in Simp. And so, you know, as it grew, the players really came here themselves, you know, whether looking for the Clan Wars aspect or the tournament aspect. They came on their own, and we have a lot of teams, you know, in Simp. Most of them are kind of like mingled together casual teams, but the professional teams, they kind of stick together, and they really have a larger pool than most teams to pull from. And Millard is in our second clan team called Sonark, and Sonark is made for casual players and people specifically for tournaments.
How many members do you have of Simp, which is the overall clan name, clan tag, and do they play other games? Do they participate in any tournaments in other games, or is it focused mainly on World of Tanks?
Currently, we have 97 members. I know we have a few guys that have been in the esports world. I know Art of War has played some other games too, but I think most of us here are currently mostly focusing on World of Tanks.
Now, what has been each of your gentlemen's background in gaming? Did you start off with consoles? Was it PC? Did you play Counter-Strike? Any type of shooters? Because when it comes to World of Tanks, how I describe it to other people is it has similarities to Counter-Strike, but it's with vehicles and more tactile combat across open worlds, and you know some maps don't have that much cover. So, what was your experiences before World of Tanks?
Millard speaking here. Personal experience with me, I started playing PC games, years and years ago. But I started with RTS actually, so Age of Empires 3, World in Conflict, Supreme Commander, Command & Conquer, etc. World of Tanks was really the first FPS I'd ever gotten into, ever played. So a little bit of a of a funny transition for me, I guess, but I think you're right. It's a bit of a thinking man's FPS.
I guess I really started off in the consoles for multiplayer, Halo and the sorts. Played in a few tournaments, but no big prize money there. World of Tanks, though, is, like Millard said, I think a much more strategic sort of shooter. I like that.
And Blue here, I really haven't really played in any tournaments really before World of Tanks. The only one I've actually played in that actually had a prize money to speak of was Left 4 Dead 2, and it was just like a really casual team, and we lost the first round. But Gaming wise, I played computer console, computers, I mean, all my life, and consoles, not really a whole lot.
What is it about World of Tanks that you all find enthralling to play, even at your level, across the spectrum, from a casual player just starting up into the esports level? What is it about the game that makes it fun to play, but also fun to watch? And Miller, we'll start with you and then go down the list.
Excellent. For me personally, I love the high octane team-based competition. In a World of Tanks tournament, one guy can't carry the whole team. There's no respawn, so if you die, you can't come back and try again. There's no in-game really KD ratio like other FPS games. So some of the teamwork that revolves around that, like sharing HP, which really just means making sure one guy doesn't get focus fired down quickly. So you try to shuffle around so you have hopefully everybody at maybe half health instead of only two guys alive, that sort of thing. The nice, or nice is the wrong phrase, the very fun, high intensity team-based aspects of that, of having to work together tightly. I like that. I like working towards a common goal and having to have everybody on their A game, not just maybe one guy or maybe two guys. Because like I say, no respawn, so there's no room for error.
Go ahead, Blue.
When I first started this game, it was during closed beta. I was about 3/4 through closed beta when I joined in, and I stuck with the game because it stayed with me. It really attached to me because I could feel like I was learning. You know, when closed beta first came up, everyone was really helpful because it wasn't every man's game. It was people who wanted the game to advance were playing the game at that time. And I stuck with it until I learned enough to kind of play on my own. And at that point, I was one of the better players when it became out of closed beta. I could win battles and direct players to playing. And when I first joined a clan, it was pretty deep into the when it released into open beta, or maybe not open beta, but the actual when they started advertising it like on TV and stuff.
Taram here. I guess the high level of competition is what's attracted me to the World of Tank tourneys. Just like having the set, not 15 on 15 all the time, but the lower numbers, making it, you got to depend on the guys around you and really focus in and plan out your strats ahead of time, and the work you do before the match really pays off. What makes me want to keep playing this game? We joined Simp, definitely found a great group of guys here. My early tourney experiences, I lost to Simp both times in the semifinals and the quarterfinals. So now that I'm here, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, having that team dynamic really makes, in my opinion, World of Tanks a lot of fun to watch. When a game starts out, there's a lot of strategy in the movement and placement of the different types of maps, and also in tank selection. My final question for you, gentlemen, is from a spectator, what things should I look out for in World of Tanks from the beginning of the match to the end? What should we expect in this skirmish tonight that increases the overall entertainment value of watching World of Tanks? I love watching it. I'm sure you guys love playing it. But how would you describe it to a spectator?
Well, hopefully tonight we're going to get a lot of sort of furball dogfight stuff going on. World of Tanks put a couple rules on this tournament, which basically meant we could only bring fast tanks and artillery. So hopefully tonight for the spectators, what they'll be able to look for is a bunch of tanks sort of bum rushing each other with maybe one or two sniping in the back with the artillery. So hopefully a bit of a fast-paced gameplay and maybe even some pretty fun one-shots by Artie where it's just a one-shot kill.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be looking to focus our fire to get DPS off the field as fast as possible. And just when things get rolling, just keep moving, flank, and put them down as fast as possible.
There's definitely going to be a lot of movement on the map, so watching out for all the tanks on the map instead of just focusing on one side is going to be key.
All right, Millard, Taram, and Blue Boys, captains of Shot Blockers Inc., part of Simp. I thank you guys for your time. It's time to get the battle in preparation mode now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick little break. We come back. We're going to get everything set up and get into the game. The Skirmish 8 finals of Gong Fu versus Shot Blockers. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.